Hey loves, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Theodora. From the title, you already know why you're here, but this is a sponsored video. So before we get into that, let's just go over these earrings I received from Anna Louise. I know you guys been seeing the ads all throughout YouTube. They are definitely worth the hype. Like, look at this. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up outside of this range right here. I got these earrings and as well as this bracelet. So cute and simple. That is my style, and I paired it with my LV charm bracelet. I'll tag both down below so you guys know if you guys want to wear it like this. Okay, I'm back. I'm messing with the lighting right now because I look a little, I don't know, orange, tans. I think because of the light in the back, but it is 8 a.m. right now and we need to get this video done with. So this video is long overdue, and from the title, you know what we about to get into. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I put up a poll, well, a questionnaire to ask me all questions about my breast augmentation. So I'm gonna be answering questions directly from my Instagram. I haven't reviewed any of them yet, so I'm just gonna go through them and hopefully I don't repeat anything. My first question is, who did you use? So my doctor was Dr. Blaine. I will leave her info down below, or I might put it across the screen depending on how much energy I have while I'm editing. She's great. At the time, she was pregnant. I think she has triplets or twins now. But yeah, she's not at the same office that I went to. She's not affiliated with them anymore. She has her own private office. So if you're interested in her, I highly recommend going to her. How long did it take for them to drop? Okay, so this question varies for most. But if you're in my situation, it would probably be similar. So when I got my breast done, I was breastfeeding for about 6 months. So my breasts went from like an A/B cup, very tiny, to big C cups with milk in them. And you know, carrying a baby, gaining and losing weight. So I had a lot of excess skin. So when they put the implant in, obviously it was swollen, but it didn't look like it needed to drop. Like a lot of people, when they first get their implants are right here because the skin is so tight, and they get a really large implant so that it has to like naturally drop. Mine's kind of just went into place because the space was there. As far as dropping, I feel like my breast dropped from the time that I got off the table. Swelling though, my breasts took approximately 1.5 years because my breasts to me is not as big as they were when I first got them done that first year. I thought I was healed by the second week, but as time progressed and I was analyzing my breasts, I noticed that my breasts look kind of small. Maybe I was swollen the whole time. Next question. Would you recommend getting a breast augmentation before or after having a baby? I highly suggest you do what you want to do because me personally, I loved my natural breasts prior to having a child. I never had the, what's the word? The urge for big voluminous breasts. It kind of just came with the territory. Like as my breast was growing throughout my pregnancy, I did like how it looked. But once I lost it after breastfeeding, I kind of just wish it went back to normal. But being that I tried all of the, you know, exercising and moisturizing my skin to hopefully it goes like snapbacks, it didn't really work. My TMI, my breasts got so large that my areola of my nipples also stretched in shape, so they no longer matched my breast, if you get what I mean. So when you see a lot of people do like breast augmentations and they choose to cut out the nipple, it's usually because the areola lost its shape and all of that. Me personally, I didn't want to go that invasive, so I just got the cuts under the breast. I hope I'm not talking too much. So yeah, let's go back to the question. Would you recommend getting a breast augmentation before or after the baby? It's truly up to you. I personally only got the breast augmentation because I felt like breastfeeding botched my titties. So that was a quick fix for me. And even to this day, even though I love my breasts now, it's just something about being 100% natural. I could never run with that, you know? Did it in any way deter you from breastfeeding? So I made sure I got my breast implants behind the muscle, just so when I do decide to breastfeed again, that's an option. Will I breastfeed again? I think so. I don't know, but I don't know if it works or not. I haven't been pregnant since I had Dakota, and I plan on, I would hope to have another kid, but time will tell. Are my boobs hard? Depending on the position I lay on, yes. Like, I'm gonna insert a clip of me in a loose t-shirt, and I'm gonna show you like how they could be hard or super soft or super, like, there's times where I feel like I can't even feel my implant. That's how soft my chest could be at certain angles. Like this, it just feels, you know, you can obviously feel something, you know, something there, something holding it into place. If you have real breasts and you're touching a fake breast, like there's nothing solid in there like holding its place. So it's not hard, but it is. Okay. Is there anything I can do to have my breasts sitting up non-saggy without having to do surgery? With this question, after I had Dakota, I was going online, watching YouTube videos, doing Google searches, and there is ways just by going to the gym and naturally allowing your body to, you know, regenerate and get the skin cells back where it needs to be, especially being in your young 20s or under 30 is definitely possible. But as I mentioned before, my skin stressed out so much that it deformed my areola. So even though the skin did kind of like revert back, my areola was so big, it made no sense on the size chest I had. Like, just crazy. So yeah, I don't know your exact situation, Slim Goddess, but there are ways. So I would just do my researches. They sag after a while. I wouldn't necessarily sag, but they look more natural than ever. So you see how a girl with naturally my size boobs, it sits a certain way. Obviously it doesn't sit as natural as hers, but it's not just perky up there like they used to be. It has like a natural drop. So no, they don't sag afterwards. Next question, do I have any scars? Yes, I have scars, but they're not visible to the eye. You would only see my scars if you're like under me, like how my 5-year-old would be. They are right under here. I will insert a clip on how they look. My skin heals okay, not the best, and I feel like after I had my surgery, I didn't take the best care of my scars. I was just ready to go and show them off and go on vacation and be extra. So yes, my scars are visible, but because they're at the folding of the skin, you won't see it, and it doesn't bother me. So yeah. Where did you get your breast augmentation done? I got my breast augmentation in Long Island City with Dr. Blaine, and she's not located there anymore, and she's no longer associated with them. Somebody asked, do your nipples drop? I don't know what she means by that, but what I can say is when my breast is at its natural state, like I'm not touching it or whatever, one nipple goes like this and the other one is like slightly like this. Like, so as you may or may not know, your breast implants will be sisters, not twins, because naturally your breasts are not twins, they're sisters, they, as far as appearance goes. And that doesn't bother me either. So when I wear tops that, or dresses that's kind of see-through and shows my nipples, I just slightly like, you know, adjust to make them align, but nothing crazy. Breast looks so natural. Thank you. Would you still recommend a doctor? Would you still recommend your doctor? Would you still get the same size and implant type? So I don't remember my implant type. I think I got like high profile, meaning like the sides, meaning that my breast size is visible from the side, so high profile. And I didn't get like a gummy bear implant, I just got silicone basic implants. Size wise, I would have to reference back to my little video and let you guys know, but everything I would keep the same because it fits my body, you know. Yeah, I'll keep everything the same, and I definitely would still recommend my doctor. Do you find it hard to lay on your stomach comfortably? That's my fear if I get mine. Yes, I find it so hard to lay down. I mean, I'm in my 3rd going on 4th year now, and I could honestly lay down and not feel my implant. My implant now is a part of me, and there's times where I touch my breast and I question if it popped because I don't feel it. Now, when it came to massages, sleeping, I personally love to sleep on my stomach, so my pregnancy was miserable because my back was hurting me the whole time, and I just like to sleep on my stomach, head down, just suffocating myself on my stomach. So for 2.5 years I slept uncomfortable. 2.5 to 3 years I slept uncomfortable because I had to sleep either on my side or my stomach, because I just felt like I would feel myself pressing on the implants, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, am I gonna pop it? And honestly, the implants are durable, they're not meant to not sleep on them, so I was just, you know, being crazy. And then when it came to massages, I think I got my first massage like 3 or 4 months after, and it was not the best experience. Like, she was like, are you comfortable? Like, get comfortable, whatever. And I just couldn't place my chest in a way that I could just lay down without it feeling uncomfortable. So the whole time I was getting my massage, I was just thinking about my chest and just feeling uncomfortable. And for my birthday this year, I went to Air Bath Spa, and that was probably like my first time that I was able to lay down and not feel my chest on a massage table. As far as my bed, I got like a foam bed, so it was easier to mold to my body and make me feel like comfortable while I sleep. Whew, that was a lot. But yeah, I always tell people, just think about that. If you love your sleep, think about that. Or not even sleep, I like to sleep on my stomach. We might be sleep regular. Do you plan on redoing them anytime soon? If so, why? I do not plan on doing them anytime soon. As you may or may not know, implants have a shelf life of 10 to 15 years. Or is it 10 to 12? It's definitely 10, but right now I'm in year 4. Right now I'm approaching year 4, and I feel really good about them. I do want to start taking collagen supplements just to make sure my skin stays, you know, thick and elastic. Can't even pronounce the word. So how old am I now? I am 26. I'm approaching year 4, so I guess around 32 or something I'll get them redone. But it really just depends on how I feel. And honestly, since I got my breast augmentation done, I went to go see my doctor a week after surgery just to like follow up and make sure I'm healing properly. But since then, I have not went to go see her. So we've been in contact via social media, and yeah, I've been meaning to schedule an appointment just so she could see and take pictures of like where I'm at now because she loves my results via social media. I do not recommend you guys do what I did. I just am lazy and her schedule doesn't work with mine, and if I'm calling out from work it's because of me as far as like vacation or Dakota, not because I'm going to no doctor's appointment. Don't be like me. Okay, next question is, did you lose feelings in your nipples and how long? My nipples got very sensitive, and honestly the sensitivity as far as the feeling, I used to think it was just like a uncomfortable feeling, but it took for maybe a year in for me to realize, no, your breast is just really sensitive. Like the seat belt on certain days, oh my god, it's getting so dark, brighten up. The seat belt on certain days will like hurt, not hurt, just feel uncomfortable. Like I couldn't put the seat belt on because my breast, and this still goes on, so I feel like around my menstrual it bothers me more. But being that I know it's not pain and it's just like a sensitivity thing, I don't let it bother me. But there's been times where I'm just like, ugh, please, like everything just bothers it. So that's something to take into account, but I could look past that because it only lasts for like 2 or 3 days. When were you able to lay down on your stomach and how did it feel? Kind of answered that already. It just feels weird. Like you was able to lay down your stomach, I want to say 6 months in, because I got my cuts on the bottom, so anytime I didn't wear a bra, I would feel like, okay, like is my cuts healed yet? I don't want my implants falling out and stuff like that. So imagine feeling like that and then laying down flat and you thinking that the implant's about to pop out the bottom. So it took me a while to feel comfortable, but I probably was able to do it from 2 months. My cut healed pretty fast, but I just didn't do it. I just felt like it was 2 things on my chest and I was kind of just floating in the air looking stupid. The last question I was answering, I'm not sure where I left off at, but it was, how long did it take for you to find the right surgeon? I went to go see about 3 or 4 different doctors and they were all men, and I felt comfortable with them because they were obviously confident in their work and they made me feel comfortable. But once I met Dr. Blaine, which was my last doctor, she just came to me like her sister, if not even a mother, and made me feel super confident in her. And I was just like, I just forgot about all those other people. Like, even if you decide to go to my doctor or not, make sure you have that connection with your surgeon and know that they want the best for you and not for them. When I originally told her like what implant size I wanted, she told me like, oh, that's probably gonna be too small because of your skin. Like she broke it down to me why I would need something bigger to fill it up, and told me like what would fit on my figure. Like you want a woman, but then again a man can do that too, but she just broke it down to me in a way that was so comforting and promising. It was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just stick with you, I feel like. So even when I went in for surgery, she asked me right before we went in, like, are you sure? Like, let's go over the sizes. Like, she was just so adamant about me loving my results that even at the last minute, she was willing to allow me to confirm my sizes that I was getting. And finally, we got a number, and I remember just waking up, looking down like, oh my gosh. And honestly, when I looked down, even though I seen the fullness in my breasts, it still didn't feel like anything was done. I didn't have that super tight feeling because, as I said, I had the space for the implants to go. I just kind of felt like, oh my gosh, it's finally done. And what I mean by that is it took me about a year and a half to finally get my breasts done because of my low iron. If you guys want to know about that, you can just go back to the old video. I'm not going to speak too much about that, but I'm anemic and my iron is naturally low due to my menstrual periods lasting about 7 to 9 days. So yeah, now that I answered all the questions, I hope to the best of my abilities. I'm just gonna go over some notes. Yeah, I'm gonna go over some notes that I took that, you know, make sure. So I got my breast done April 2017. This is just a recap of everything. April 2017. Okay, so after I got my breast done, I'm not sure if it was due to the, what's that thing? I'm gonna insert it right here if it doesn't come to me. Anesthesia. After I got my breast done, I'm not sure if it was due to anesthesia. My bowel movements almost became non-existent. I'm one, bowel movements are very important to me. They are a very comforting moment in my days for me. So it's like if I don't have one in my day, it's kind of like, is everything okay? So yeah, I would probably go to the bathroom every other day or every 3 days, and when I would go, they were pebbles. Like if you ever babysat a toddler, if you have a toddler, if you remember when you were a toddler, their poop are in the form of pebbles, not like full form, whatever. Sorry for this TMI. So I thought I was constipated, so I started taking my constipation pills, which was prescribed to me after having surgery, and they still came out the same way. So then I want to say 2 months after surgery, this was continuing on, and I felt good, honestly. Like I didn't feel sick or anything, but I just knew like I'm eating this food and nothing is really coming out. I didn't like that. So I scheduled a colonic. A colonic is like, you know, 50-50 good, 50-50 bad. Like you do your research on it. I only got one colonic in my life because it made me feel so crazy on that table. So basically it's a tube that goes up your butt, pushes in water, and kind of like takes all of the stuck things in your digestive system. I mean in your colon. My terminology is not that great in this, but I got that done, and it did improve my bowel movements, and it was full form. So I've been doing a little bit of research around, well, I did a little bit of research around that time, and it was said that, you know, when your body goes through anesthesia, sometimes it takes a while for your body organs to fully go back to how they were functioning prior to. So that's something to take into account. I don't know how true it is. Maybe this is just how my body reacted, or maybe it was just my diet at the time. Like I don't know, like, but I really was concerned. I went to my family medicine doctor and complained, and they kind of was just like, I mean, you're not constipated, like. So I want to say within 4 months I kind of got back to normal. 6 months, but that was my only uncomfortable or like scary moment for me, because I take bowel movements very seriously. Scar, I mentioned that. Spa, I mentioned that. Sleep, mentioned that. I think I mentioned that I can't feel my implant sometimes. Yeah. My overall review, I love my implants. I do not regret getting them, despite my little concerns and hiccups throughout the process. I'm very happy about them. They made me, you know, who I am today, as far as like more confident in myself. I walk with my chin up. I can get undressed comfortably in front of people. Obviously I still have my stretch marks that I got throughout pregnancy and things of that nature, but it is what it is. I love myself, and I probably would not do another cosmetic surgery unless it's just like, you know, a little inject here or there. I don't know, but nothing invasive. I do plan on doing a follow-up appointment, so that will be in my 4th year, so sometime in April, because I have to take off from work to go see Dr. Blaine and, you know, chit chat and see what else I could possibly get done as far as not invasive. I'm not going under anesthesia again. But yeah, let me know if you guys would like to see that in a vlog form or a full video just dedicated to that. Thank you guys so much for watching and following me through my journey.